swallowed star 465 Luo Feng's blade. Virtual universe, heavenly bridge. Dressed in full armor and boots, Luo Feng appeared at the center of the island, causing the watchman Bevan to get a shock as he looked over, smiling. "It's been about 10 years, how come you haven't come at all? Your comrades all try a few times each year." "I didn't want to get distracted from training." Luo Feng smiled and walked over. The watchman Bevan was surprised as he looked at the black-haired youth. He felt like Luo Feng wasn't the same as before. "I want to attempt the 9-universe bridge, can I go in now?" Luo Feng asked. "There's no one on the 9-universe bridge now." Watchman Bevan smiled. "Thanks." Luo Feng's every step, shwa, 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 left behind a trail of images, while his actual being had already reached the 9-universe bridge itself. "He feels different from before," Watchman Bevan muttered. 9-universe heavenly bridge, it was built over a vast ocean, reaching way past the horizons. Luo Feng had already passed the first level, hence he could fly directly towards the second level. At the end, there was a huge cloud mist. From the mist a voice resounded, "Choose your opponent, you can choose a fighter, spirit reader, controller, or hypnotist. Pick anyone and win over your opponent and you'll have completed your second level." "I choose." Luo Feng slowly descended from mid-air, firmly landing on the bridge, "fighter." So, a black liquid flew out from the mist and it swiftly gathered and formed a mysterious person who was wearing a mask in black armor. This mysterious man carried 2 blades. He was slightly taller and bigger than Luo Feng, and he emitted a powerful aura as he stared coldly at Luo Feng. Chi. Luo Feng used his right hand to brush past his forehead. The blade energy around his hand was extremely sharp. With a brush, he immediately cut his long hair off, returning to that 3-inch length hairstyle from before. Whatever he looks like in reality, the virtual universe too would automatically simulate. "I'm really not used to long hair." Luo Feng smiled. "Humph." The mysterious man carrying 2 blades stared coldly at Luo Feng. "Take out your weapon. I'll satisfy you." Luo Feng smiled. 2 weapons immediately appeared in his hand. In his left was a 6-edged shield, the Absolute Void Shield, and in his right was a Blood Shadow Blade, the Golden Shadow Blade. Yes. Luo Feng was going to use his own blade techniques to pass the second level. After understanding the universe space origin laws, first basic wonder, whether it's the Nanshan armament or blade techniques, it could be used with anything. This was just a path. Once one understands the path, he can swiftly meld it with different weapons and techniques. Humph. The black-clothed man let out a snort and with a swish, he immediately landed fiercely on the bridge. He rushed towards Luo Feng, almost like lightning as he brandished his 2 blades. "Bring it." Luo Feng's eyes gleamed with madness and his mad battle spirit exploded. Rumble. Luo Feng rushed forward, leaving behind an image on the ground while another appeared before the black-armored man. "Berry." His eyes were piercing. With a roar, the blood shadow blade in his right hand slashed with intense power. It was almost as if it was slashing through a mountain range or even the ocean, right towards the black-armored man. So fast. The black-armored man was shocked. He quickly used both blades in his arms to block it. Peng. The black-armored man was knocked so hard that he knelt on the ground with one knee and slid backwards. Wang. When his knee hit the ground, it caused the bridge to shake slightly. What a powerful blade! The black-armored man was shocked, following which he fiercely stood up. So, The black-armored man flew up and 6 images appeared in mid-air. All of them wielding 2 blades. The most peculiar thing, they all seemed to be unleashing different techniques altogether, simultaneously attacking Luo Feng. Haha, Luo Feng actually laughed madly and rushed in, world's end. Xiao. The blood shadow blade in his hand left behind a blurred image in mid-air. It slashed past the 6 images and causing the 6 black-armored men to immediately fly backwards and crumble, leaving behind only one real body. Hatred. Luo Feng immediately appeared above the black-armored man. His right arm violently warped, causing the armor to expand. The muscles that appeared through the armor seemed to be steel-reinforced bars, seemingly extremely powerful. With a flash of madness, this blade immediately slashed down. The black-armored man could barely withstand it with his 2 blades. Rumble. The black-armored man was immediately knocked downwards. With a loud clash, he smashed into the bridge. He couldn't help but spit out fresh blood, and later landing within the mist-filled ocean. I don't believe. From the ocean he roared and floated back towards the sky. Luo Feng rushed back towards the bridge and smiled widely. I'll defeat your belief. Illusion. Nightmare. Hatred. Pensive. Bury. Heaven's end. Luo Feng was almost like a hard-to-follow fighter. That peculiar movement appeared time again before the black-armored man, and each blade was hard to receive. Be it fierce and mad or hard to predict, the most peculiar thing was, every blade form was extremely terrifying and mixed up. It made the black-armored man have no way to resist. Relying on these 6 moves will take a bit of time. Luo Feng stood on the ocean surface. Thinking. He was using the Mosha clan's illusionary 7 blades that his Mosha body had been studying. The illusionary 7 blades had 7 techniques in total. They were Nightmare, Illusion, Pensive, Bury, Dutchman's Pipe, Heaven's End and Hatred. Naturally these names were simply Luo Feng's translation from universe language. However, in Mandarin the names were barely close to the original meanings. These 7 blades, none of them were weaker or stronger than the other. Some were fit to fight against numbers, while others were fit for assassination. Some were fit for close combat, while others were more strength-based. All these moves had their own usages. When training the illusionary 7 blades, different people would have different strengths. Luo Feng's favorite was Dutchman's Pipe. It was like picking one of the flowers. Back when the Mosha clan studied the illusionary manual, it emphasized on this Dutchman pipe technique. This move was suited for assassination. It was like dancing on the edge of a blade, a situation where one would close up completely with the opponent and slash it out. In the universe, as the warriors had extreme speeds, even fighters wouldn't close in completely on an opponent. This move was an extremely close technique. It was meant to stick completely to your opponent. When the blades clash and the flower appears, one would take the opponent's life. As he had studied it for a long time, this move, after Luo Feng had comprehended the first wonder of the space law, he was able to infuse this Dutchman's pipe with this first wonder. Hence he didn't have time to infuse the 7 illusionary 7 blades' other 6 techniques with the first wonder yet. In the past, Luo Feng was simply relying on 10 years of study and his comprehension of the laws to oppress his opponent. Luo Feng descended from mid-air and landed on the bridge. If you want to kill me, it won't be that easy. In mid-air the black-armored man wielding 2 blades was obviously in a sorry plight. He landed on the bridge too, his eyes fixed on the black-haired youth. The next move I am about to unleash is called the Dutchman's Pipe. Luo Feng smiled at the black-armored man. To be able to die by this move is your honor. Humph, the black-armored man snorted. So, Luo Feng immediately rushed towards the black-armored man. He flipped the way he held the blood illusionary blade, an extremely swift and moving arc beam of light rushed forward. Ah! The black-armored man stared wide-eyed. No. Wang. The two blades in his hands immediately became countless images, covering himself entirely. Dang! The beautiful arc beam of light slashed through. Blocked it. The black-armored man relaxed for a moment and thought suspiciously, why was it so light? Luo Feng's blurry image followed that arc beam of light and suddenly lit up, appearing right before the black-armored man. At this point, the distance between the two of them was less than 2 m. With a sudden blurry movement, the arc beam of light lit up again and slashed past the man immediately. It was so fast that he didn't even have time to react, having his throat cut. Chi! The slash cut right through and his head was split open as fresh blood spewed out. Too fast, the black-armored man stared wide-eyed. Not even having the time to say anything, he died and his body returned to the black liquid within the white mist. Dutchman's pipe of the illusionary 7 blades. Right, it's fast. Luo Feng flipped his hand and the blade appeared before him. Blowing it with a light breath, the blood dripped off the edge. His eyes filled with glee. The moment the Dutchman's pipe appears, it follows the space ripple's most essential arc. This blade is truly fast and vicious. Only after comprehending the first wonder of the space law did Luo Feng's blade have the right to be called the Dutchman's pipe. As for the other 6 techniques, they were simply in the beginner form. 3rd level. Luo Feng looked at the mist before him dissipate and headed towards the 3rd level of the bridge. This 3rd bridge, I can't be too flashy here. The blade techniques are after all due to the Mosha clan's proficiency. I'll use the Nanshan armament in the 3rd level. Luo Feng thought. His earth body's strongest technique was still spirit weapons, following which he swiftly flew into the air and followed the bridge to the 3rd level, right to the end of where one could see. Primal Chaos City, Tong Nan Emperor looked below. True Yen Emperor, Tong Nan Emperor and Jade Emperor sat together. Leaving so early? True Yen was shocked. I've been in Primal Chaos City for close to 20 days. Whatever I need to observe, I've seen. Bolan and Rong Jun are the most exceptional, the others have their own specialties. Jade Emperor smiled, it's time to return and face the night. Tong Nan Emperor frowned. True Yen naturally frowned too, shocked. What's up? Tong Nan and Jade Emperor looked over shocked. It's that Luo Feng punk, he just passed the 2nd level. True Yen could barely contain his happiness, smiling, just. 2nd level? Jade nodded, he is after all one of the exceptional ones. He should have passed the 2nd level much earlier. Even though he's a little slower than the others now, but it's just a little. Wuka and Qian Shui only passed the 2nd level in their 9th year. No, he passed it using close combat. True Yen said. Close combat? Tong Nan and Jade were shocked. Everybody had their specialties. A controller was a controller, a fighter was a fighter. The strong usually focused on what they were proficient in, and Luo Feng was a controller. Just relying on close combat he passed the 2nd level? His close combat ability is no weaker than Wuka or Long Yun then. Jade's eyes gleamed, let's go quickly to the heavenly bridge. Let's go. Tong Nan said too, at least Jade wasn't leavening immediately. Haha, I definitely saw something in him earlier, he's not average. Tru Yen laughed loudly, muttering within, "This punk, his close combat is comparable to Long Yun or Wuka, truly demonic." Who? The three absolute beings sent their consciousness immediately into the virtual universe network Heavenly Bridge.